everybody, Tracy Di Bartolo, Thermomix consultant, twice in one day, but I thought that seeing I made my mince pies earlier today, I would now come on and show you how to make the fruit mince that goes inside of them. Very, very simple, but I would recommend that you make this batch of the fruit mince in advance, let it go cold, pop it in the fridge, whatever, and set for a couple of days before you then go ahead and make the mince pies themselves. Right, let's get into it. So really, really simple recipe with ingredients that you've probably already got sitting in your kitchen pantry. First thing that you should do is you really should make sure that you've got a nice large jar that's been sterilised. So this has just come straight out of the dishwasher, and I know I'm going to use it in a couple of days time anyway. So nice and clean, and also I've got my jam funnel ready for when I pour it out so that I don't make a mess. So first thing it tells you is just to have those items ready. Now we're going to just get some nice dark sugar. So dark brown sugar, about 60 grams in there. And next we're going to put in the rind. So I've peeled these with a nice sharp peeler. So rind of half a lemon and half an orange. That just goes in there. And popping on the lid. 10 seconds on speed 10. Okay, quick as that. It says us we need to scrape down the sides of the bowl. I'll show you what it looks like first. A little bit hard to see, but hopefully you can see that. And this, my lemons were a little bit on the older side, and so they're a bit moist. If you've got really nice fresh lemons and fresh oranges, then it's quite a dry mixture. But this one is a little bit on the moist side, which won't hurt it at all. It really doesn't matter. So scrape down the sides. If you find that it's quite dry when you're milling sugar with anything else, use one of these nice silicone pastry brushes, because it's really easy to just go like that and get everything back down into the bottom, and it doesn't stick with the silicone. All right, here we go. 100 grams of unsalted butter cut into cubes, goes straight in there. Next we have got 100 grams of apples that are peeled and cored. Perfect, right, spot on. All right, lemon juice. So this is the juice of the lemon that I used to take the rind off of, which is great because it means we are not wasting anything. So 30 of the lemon and 30 of the orange, so ditto. No waste, I love it. Lid on. And 4 seconds on speed 5. Gosh, I barely have time to put the things out of the way. 4 seconds is pretty good, hey. Here we go. Starting to look the goods now. So that's just your chopped up apple with your butter and that nice milled brown sugar, lemon juice, orange juice, and the rinds of lemon and orange juice. Smells good too. All right, next we are going to put in 130 grams of currants and 130 of sultanas. So you see, this is pretty much everything that you've already got in your pantry, and 130 of raisins. And as I said before, if you go back and watch my video I made this morning when I did the mince pies, assembled them all, if you haven't got quite enough of all of those, you can pop cranberries in there, for instance, some other sort of dried fruit. You could probably put in dried apricots if you wanted to. Honestly, whatever you've got to hand. Next, 2.5 teaspoons of mixed spice. In that goes. And now we are going to place the steaming basket on top, and that is just going to cook for 5 minutes at 100 degrees. It's on the slowest speed, so we call that the spoon, and it's in reverse. Now, if you have just recently got yourself a TM6 and maybe you've upgraded from a TM5 and you don't quite know where to find reverse, you'll actually find it in the speed dial here. So the 3 circles that are on your screen, you've got time, temperature, speed. As you turn the silver dial, then obviously that increases the increments. But if you want to find reverse, just click on the little symbol that's down the bottom of that circle. It looks like a set of blades, which it is. If you see the blade symbol, it means that it's going in the clockwise. And if you touch that, it will show a little green backwards arrow, and that's your reverse. Another thing that we have just recently had an upgrade, though to me this is one of the real benefits of having a TM6 over any of the other models. Because it's completely Wi-Fi, you are consistently getting updates. Whenever there's something new to introduce, you don't have to worry about, oh dear, I've missed out, I've got the older model, and so therefore I can't have that. That's not the case. Thermomix will just keep pushing out all of those updates. I've probably had about 12 updates since I bought my Thermomix about 2.5 years ago. The latest one is on this main screen. It's a little kind of a pull down box. So at the very top of the screen, you'll see a faint little arrow. Just press that arrow or pull it down. It contains a timer, which is a really useful thing if you just want to do a quick timer while you're letting, say, bread rest, for instance. So you might have just popped in some bread, some flour and water and all of those other ingredients. You've kneaded it, and then it says to let it rest. A great place is just to leave it in the bowl because of the warmth that it's already generated. You've warmed the water up, and then it's kneaded it for a few minutes, so it's already got that thermal mass, if you like, and leave it in the bowl to let it prove. Just pull that down, set the timer, you just click on timer, and up comes, I'm not sure if you probably can't see it on the screen, but it's really similar to the ones on your phone. So it's just you just pull it down and around goes all of the times. So if you wanted to let it go for 20 minutes, say, there you go, I'll just put it for 20 minutes, and then you press the arrow key. So now your timer is on, and that's it. It's as simple as that. All right, so in the meantime, we've got 1 minute and 48 seconds left, so I'm just going to give you a bit of a sneak preview of what I did this morning. So if you are watching me on Facebook, you can go back through my videos on my Facebook and look out for the one that's called Christmas fruit mince pies. And if you're looking at me on YouTube, same thing, just search for the video about my Christmas fruit mince pies. And they have what we call a Viennese swirl on the top. So there's my batch from this morning. So what I did when I piped on the topping, some of them I just went round and round and round and made it quite a thick sort of topping. And then a few others I made into lattices, mainly because I got sick of going round and round and round, and it was just easier to do the lattices. But I actually think the lattice looks quite nice. There you go. So the great thing about this recipe, everything is obviously made from scratch. You make the pastry, making the fruit mince, you make the topping that goes on top, and they will last in a sealed container for up to 2 weeks if they don't get consumed beforehand, of course. However, I'm hoping I'm going to make another batch again tomorrow because I made another batch of the pastry. So that's what this fruit mince is going to be used for. All right, so we are nearly ready. There's just going to be one last ingredient to go in. Okay, 10 seconds, almost there. That was a quick 5 minutes, wasn't it? Okay. take that off, I think. Awesome. Now, it is quite hot, so always I try and make people remember that you must steam off the lid. It's just a habit that you get into. Think of it like a saucepan. You wouldn't lift a saucepan lid up and let the steam go in your face. You would steam it off, and this is no different. All right, so off comes that lid, and I'm going to tear it and pop in 60 grams of brandy. We don't really drink brandy in this house, so the only brandy I have is the brandy that I used to cook with. Therefore, it is not very expensive brandy, as you can imagine. Okay, not much left to do now. All we're going to do is stir that through, just with your spatula. That's it. And here is your luscious fruit mince. I'll pour it out in a moment so you can see it properly. However, I'm going to pour a little bit into this jar because it'll be easier for you to see. I made a batch of this a week or so ago, and when I started pouring it out, I was a bit concerned because there was a lot of liquid content in it, and I was worried that I had made a mistake. However, once it cooled down and once I put it in the fridge for a couple of days, the fruit absorbs all of that moisture. So I'm just going to put a little bit into this jar, and my funnel, of course, my trusty funnel. And there you have, I'll bring that nice and close without trying to burn myself. It's not too bad. So it doesn't look terribly exciting, but honestly, once all that liquid gets absorbed, it's just the most beautiful fruit mince ready for your fruit mince pies. That is it from me. Short, sharp and shiny. Let me know how you go. I hope that you will make some yourself. I confessed this in my video this morning. I'm actually not really a big fan of fruit mince pies, the commercial bought ones. I've tried them over the years and been very underwhelmed, I think. But I have had these, the homemade ones, and they are just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And I love that I can make them a little bit in advance before Christmas and know that that's just one less job I don't have to worry about. Fantastic. Thank you very much for joining me, and send me a thank you, a hello, a thumbs up, whatever you like to do, so that I know that you've been here with me. Ciao for now. Bye.